The Washington Wizards are in a very interesting spot. Um, I think it all relies on how healthy John Wall is, or how he'll translate coming next year. I've seen a few open runs he had in Miami, and it looks like he's pretty well equipped for next year. Like he's healthy, like he can run up the floor without gimping, like he's ready. I want to see how him and Bradley Beal translate next year. Bradley Beal took off last year. He had a tremendous season. He's my all-star. I don't know how he wasn't an all-star last year, averaging that many points. But I mean, that just shows how the NBA is kind of biased towards how teams are or how players are. They just pick based on a popular vote. It is what it is. But yeah, man, John Wall and Bradley Beal will be something next year. They can possibly make a playoff seed. They're like in that 5 to 8 range, in my opinion, depending on how healthy they are, depending on how many games they play. I like Rui Hachimura. He's a decent player for now. I think he can expand his game a little bit more and be a threat from 3. He's pretty good in the mid-range, no doubt, and he can get to the bucket. But I think the 3 will definitely be how far his ceiling goes. Troy Brown Jr., I like his game. I think he has a lot of room for improvement as well. I expected more out of him last season, but this upcoming season, I think he could probably take it up a notch and be a threat all around, defensively and offensively. They really need a center, man. They really need a big guy. DeMarcus Cousins could be a good option for them, in my opinion. Onyeka Okongwu from USC would be a good option at the center position. Thomas Bryant is a good player, but is he a long-term center? They really need some depth at the front court. Those guys are the guys that they have right now. Yal Mahimi, Davis Bertans is a good player, but defensively, you can't really depend on him to make a stop or anything, really. He's a very good three-point shooter, no doubt, but you need that front court player that could get a stop and get a block or a steal when you need it, or be able to do some pick and roll and catch a lob. And I think that Onyeka Okongwu would be a good option for them for that role right there. Or DeMarcus Cousins, he can pick and pop. Him and Joe Wall have some chemistry from Kentucky, so I think he'll fit right in perfectly. Hopefully he's ready to go by next year. He had a decent amount of time to recover for those injuries that he had. But yeah, man, they have a lot of room to grow. I think that they could develop some chemistry leading next year from training camp or however the NBA plans to go for next season. I don't even know if they will have a training camp. I think they'll just probably go into preseason and go from there. If they even have a winter league or whatever league, I would love to see that. Hopefully they do that. I mean, these rookies need some time to develop and get used to the NBA speed. They haven't played since March due to COVID, but I think that should be necessary for the rookies and sophomores or overseas guys, undrafted guys, whatever. But they have the 9th pick. They could go for another shooter. They could go for a center. They could go for a power forward. They have options. I mean, that's pretty early in the draft. Hopefully they make the right pick. Hopefully he's a translating guy for that team. Hopefully he makes an immediate impact. So when they're facing guys like Brooklyn or Miami, for instance, they can actually put up a fight instead of getting swept 4-0 or 4-1. Yeah, man, I think the Washington Wizards can be a contender if they make the right moves this offseason.